Jennifer, hello. It's 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom, and I'm guessing and hoping that you are soundly asleep. Um, if you are, this will be a sort of early morning alarm call for you. Uh, please don't hate me for that. but uh, I really was prompted to do this almost immediately by the fact that my postman came today with two of the most beautiful postcards that I have ever seen. Utterly exquisite. Just wow. I mean, yes, perfect pictures. And perfect handwriting. Wow. Really, you will see when mine arrive that. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Mine is not quite so clear. How you got so much information and my bloody awful messy address onto the limited space allowed in by postcards. I have no idea. Ah, and I'm looking at the picture of Mount Cook, kind of wishing I was there. And you've given me a whole geology lesson as well. Right, well, it sounds rude to be silent, but to be actually reading what you've written while I'm talking indirectly to you. But they are really, I just can't stop looking at them. The Alpine Parrot, the Kia. That's superb. Oh wow, that is amazing. Right, put those down. Get on with what I wanted to say. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what kind of winged chariot you used to get them here. Because what have they taken 3.5, 4 days to come all the way around the world? Well, no, half of the way around the world, arriving together. Absolutely serendipitous. And very fast. Well, I hope my replies are equally fast. They won't be as tidy. Actually, I should just say that for some reason, for a reason that a lot of people may know about, is that I actually have to get somebody else to write things for me. So it won't be my handwriting that you read, which is probably a good thing, because if it were my handwriting, you wouldn't be reading it. And speaking of reading, this is my reply. In a sense, it's my reply, and this will actually get to you immediately rather than take however long the vagaries of international postal communication provide for. And I've had a lot of fun trying to choose something to read to you, and what I'm going to go for is actually to deviate again. I've been doing for our mutual friend Birdley some reading of probably my favourite book about birds and bird watching, Mark Cocker, Crow Country. And if you follow your nose on YouTube, you'll find the recordings are all there. Well, there's two there at the moment. I hope there'll be more in due course. And that would be my first choice to read to anybody about birding life. It's a wonderful book, but it would be rather a duplicate effort to do that for you as well. I'd be very happy to do that, but I'm going to risk something else. And this is called While Flocks Last. An armchair birdwatcher goes in search of Britain's most endangered species. And the author is Charlie Elder, Elder. And I'm just going to read the preface for you, and then maybe some of chapter 1. So I'll just do that. While Flocks Last, by Charlie Elder. Preface. I am about as far north in Britain as you can get, and it is freezing. Gale force winds are pummeling me, and I'm kneeling in damp heather, trying to hold my binoculars steady. I have trudged across sodden moorland to an upland loch which looks more like a large muddy puddle than a lake. The surface has been whipped into waves. At the far edge, tapering stems of sedge are bent over like tiny fishing rods, while close by the foaming water is gnashing at the shoreline. There is nothing to shelter behind, not a tree or a bush in sight, only a few wet sheep. But they are heading over the hillside towards the sea. Even the midges are keeping out of the wind, clinging to rocks for fear of being swept away to Greenland. This is no place to be out in the open, and were it not for the fact that I have a reserve warden alongside me, I could be arrested and jailed for being here. Though it seemed like the kind of bleak location to which prisoners might be banished in any case. I have driven for a couple of days and taken a flight and 2 ferries to reach this remote protected place. And while I am no hardy wilderness type, who bathes in mountain streams and thrives on discomfort, I can hardly feel the cold, because less than 20 feet in front of me, bobbing about on the water, picking insects from the surface, are a pair of one of our rarest and most endangered breeding birds, a species I have never seen before and will probably never see again. More than that, after a year struggling to get to grips with bird identification, I actually knew what they were. So what had possessed me to travel so far to see a dainty reddish-brown variety of wader? They didn't owe me money. What made them so special? The answer was a damp piece of dog-eared paper stuffed in my rucksack pocket. A list of names, not of my own making, but compiled on behalf of everyone with an interest in the fortunes of our most threatened birds. It had brought me to this desolate moor, just as it had led me to coasts and cities, marshes and mountains across Britain, on an ornithological treasure trail, with binoculars around my neck and a bird guidebook in hand. Seeing these unique birds was another milestone in a quest to which I had devoted the previous 12 months, and I was elated and relieved. I was also exhausted, but after thousands of miles on the road, my journey was finally nearing an end. At least, I thought it was. And that's the end of the preface. It's an enchanting sounding book. Keep that one to hand. I've been in that sort of situation myself in the far north of Scotland. I spend a lot of time up there, and I can sort of relate to his feeling that often the most exciting natural days tend to occur when the weather is at its foulest, and there is no earthly reason why you should be in that kind of grotesque predicament. uh, I think that'll do for today. I'm sorry. That wasn't a very satisfactory way to end things. I really do hope you're as well as possible, and thanks again. It's been very, very nice to meet you. All the best.